I'm gonna blow your mind right now because what you're about to learn is gonna be shocking. The shocking truth about sleep that nobody ever told you. You've been doing it wrong your entire life. And if you don't change your ways immediately, you could die prematurely. So grab a pen and paper. This is gonna be a good one. Let's go. Number 1. Catching up is a myth. Now here's where I really start losing friends. But I have to tell the truth, okay? There's no such thing as catching up on sleep. Now, what do I mean by this? If you're chronically sleep deprived, if you're consistently not getting enough sleep, even if you catch up on the weekend or catch up on vacation, that chronic deficit is still going to harm your brain and your body in the long term. The reason why it's so dangerous is because it disrupts your circadian rhythm. That's your internal biological clock, and the effects are accumulative. So let me explain. If you only get 5 hours of sleep tonight because you had to work late, then you go to bed early tomorrow night and sleep for 10 hours, thinking you'll be caught up, you're still going to be sleep deprived because you started the cycle over again with a deficit. So instead of sleeping in on Saturday morning, try to maintain consistency. And I know what you're thinking. Just because we're staying up late on a weeknight, drinking coffee, eating junk food, watching TV, scrolling through social media, it's just not fair. We can't function without coffee. What are you talking about? I gotta tell you, unfortunately, those things aren't sustainable long term. You're gonna pay the piper eventually. If you want to maintain your health and your productivity, you gotta make sacrifices. Short term, you gotta sacrifice that TV, that social media, that extra work stuff, whatever it is you're doing instead of sleeping, so you can get some sleep. Or you can just accept the fact that you're gonna be low energy. You're gonna be fat. You're gonna have brain fog. You're gonna have terrible memory. You're gonna be more susceptible to injury, illness, and premature aging. Increased risk for heart disease, diabetes, obesity. Yeah, it's a real bummer. But hey, at least you'll be well adjusted, right? Number 2, alcohol sabotages sleep. It's true, alcohol is a sedative, which means it slows down the activity in your central nervous system. But it does not promote quality sleep. In fact, quite the opposite. Heavy drinking before bed will make you feel sleepy, and it will knock you out pretty fast. But after the initial sedative effects, alcohol actually prevents you from entering REM sleep, which is the deepest phase of sleep when the body repairs itself and restores energy. And this disruption in your sleep cycles often leads to fragmented rest and more awakenings during the night. So the bottom line is, you may think you're falling asleep faster, but you're not getting any better rest. And this is backed by science. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine found that people who drank before bed had less REM sleep and woke up more often than those who didn't drink. They also reported feeling less rested upon waking up. So if you want a good night's sleep, leave the booze for the weekend. Number 3. The 8-hour rule isn't universal. The National Sleep Foundation recommends that most adults get between 7 and 9 hours of sleep per night. However, the exact amount of sleep you need can vary based on genetics, age, lifestyle, and other factors. For example, infants need around 14 to 17 hours of sleep. Teenagers need around 8 to 10 hours. And older adults typically require 7 to 8 hours. And a lot of us are gonna fit into that 7 to 9 hour range. But not all of us. Some of us are gonna be 8.5. Some of us are gonna be 6.5. It's very individual. You need to tune into your own body and realize that you may need more or less than 8 hours. Instead of fixating on a specific number, focus on getting enough sleep so that you wake up feeling refreshed and fully rested. A better metric might be measuring how many sleep cycles you're getting each night. Most adults go through 4 to 6 cycles every night, each cycle lasting approximately 90 minutes. It's during these cycles that the brain recovers from the day's activities and consolidates memories. Not getting enough cycles could lead to cognitive issues. For example, a study in the Journal of Neuroscience found that people who were sleep deprived and had fewer cycles performed worse on memory and attention tasks compared to those who got enough sleep. Number 4. Hitting snooze harms your brain. Now this is a tough one, because I used to be a huge fan of I'd set my alarm for 6 a.m., hit snooze till 6:30, maybe even 7 a.m. But then I learned the hard way. that hitting snooze can be harmful to your brain. Here's why. When you hit the snooze button, you're repeatedly restarting your sleep cycles. This process of going into light sleep and then being abruptly awakened can cause something called sleep inertia. Sleep inertia refers to the groggy, disoriented state that you enter right after waking up, especially after being abruptly awakened. During this phase, you may feel confused, have difficulty speaking or making decisions, and generally feel like you can't function normally. But it gets worse. All that restarting of your sleep cycles also causes your body to repeatedly produce the stress hormone cortisol. Cortisol has a bunch of negative side effects. It can impair your immune system, increase blood pressure, impair your cognitive function. So bottom line, hitting snooze may feel like a nice luxury in the morning, but it's not worth the long-term consequences. Instead, if you need more sleep, try to go back to sleep without an alarm. Yeah, it's harder, but it's worth it. And now it's time for the best part of the video. You already know that there's no magic number of hours when it comes to sleep. And you already know that you shouldn't be drinking before bed, and you should avoid hitting snooze. But how can you actually improve your sleep? So here's a quick breakdown of the key takeaways. First, be consistent. Go to sleep and wake up at the same time every day. Even on weekends, consistency is key when it comes to regulating your circadian rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day helps to establish a regular sleep-wake cycle, which makes it easier to fall asleep at night and wake up in the morning. Waking up at the same time every morning helps to regulate your body's internal clock, which controls sleep and other important functions. This consistency sends signals to your body that it's time to sleep at a certain time each night and to wake up at a certain time in the morning, making it easier to maintain a regular sleep schedule. Second, optimize your environment. Ensure your room is dark, cool, and quiet. Minimize distractions and keep your bedroom clean and These are all things that you probably already know. Your bedroom should be conducive to sleep. Make sure your mattress and pillows are comfortable and supportive, and use blackout curtains if necessary. You should also avoid using your bed for anything other than sleep and intimacy. This will help your body associate your bed with sleep and make it easier to fall asleep at night. Third, manage your light exposure. Get plenty of sunlight in the morning, but avoid bright lights in the evening. Exposure to sunlight during the day helps to regulate your body's internal clock and promote better sleep at night. On the other hand, exposure to bright light at night, such as from electronic devices, can interfere with your body's natural sleep-wake cycle and make it harder to fall asleep. So use blackout curtains if necessary, and avoid using electronic devices in the dark. Fourth, take strategic naps. If you must nap, limit yourself to 20 to 30 minutes. Napping can be refreshing, but it's essential to avoid long or late afternoon naps, which can interfere with nighttime sleep. So those are my tips. I hope they're helpful. Now go to sleep. It's late. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more amazing science videos.